This lesson is on graphing on a one-quadrant grid. So we're going to look at some vocabulary words associated with the coordinate system and how to graph on it. First, if you're looking at your notes, you're going to be filling in the blanks, and the words that are in green and red, those are the words that you're going to be filling in. So a grid is a pattern of horizontal and vertical lines, usually forming squares. So what does that look like? This is a grid. You have horizontal lines and you have vertical lines, and they form little squares. So when we are graphing on a coordinate grid, we're talking about a bunch of little squares. The origin, so you're going to fill in the word origin, is 0, 0. So fill in these two to your notes. So this is going to be a one-quadrant grid, and in a one-quadrant grid, 0, 0 is going to be here in the lower left-hand corner, where 0, 0 would be. So the x-axis is the horizontal number line on the coordinate grid, and it is found at the very bottom of it. This is horizontal, like the horizon, and the axis is where we're going to start counting from, going up this way. So here's the x-axis, and the y-axis is the vertical number line on the coordinate grid. So it's going to go up this way, and it's a number line. We start at 0 and we start counting up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. If you want to have a way of remembering the x and the y-axis apart from one another, here's a hint. Y is the tallest. Y is taller than x. And y stands vertically and stands tall and stands upright. So y is the one that goes up and down. Okay, we want to graph points on a grid. An ordered pair is the pair of numbers that gives the location of any point on the grid. The first number in an ordered pair is going to be the x. So you're going to start at the origin, and you're going to go to the left, or to the right, sorry, to the left or right. You're going to go to the left or right when we get to a four-quadrant grid, but this is one quadrant. So start at 0, 0, and you're going to go to right, however many the number is. So when it's 3, you're going to go to the right 3. The second number is the y. It tells you how many to go up. So after you go to the right 3, the second number tells you to go up 4. And that shows you a location on the grid that we're going to put a point. Okay, what is the ordered pair? So let's practice just naming these points on the grid. If you look here, you start at the origin, which is right down here at 0, 0. First, we're going to go to the right. How many do we have to go to the right? We go 3, so that's our first number. And then we have to go up to 5, so that ordered pair is 3, 5. Here's our point right up here. So we start at 0, 0. We're going to go to the right 2, and then we're going to go up 6, so that ordered pair is 2, 6. Okay, on the notes that you have, you can either cut out these 5 word boxes, or you can just write them in, but we're going to fill these into your notes now. First, we have the origin. The origin is at 0, 0, so we're going to label that origin. For the x-axis is at the bottom, going horizontally, so we want to label that somewhere, x-axis. The y-axis is the one going up right here. Y stands tall, so we're going to label that the y-axis. Then we're just going to label a couple of order pairs. The first one right here is at 4, 3. Notice we went over to the right 4, and then we went up 3, so that is 4, 3. We always separate those two numbers with a comma, and typically you will even see them in parentheses, 4, 3. 5, 6. So we start at the origin. We go to the right 5. We go up 6. And we have a point there, and we're going to label it 5, 6. Now we're going to make a picture. When you have a picture like this, you're going to start with a first order pair. You're going to put a point there. You're going to find the second order pair and then connect it with a line. So our first order pair is 1, 1. So we go to the right 1 and up 1, and we put an order pair there. Our second one is 3, 5. So we're going to go to the right 3 and up 5, and we're going to put a point there. And then we're going to connect those 2 points with a line. We're creating a dot to dot. Our next one is 5, 1. So we're going to go to the right 5 and up 1, and we're going to put a point there. And we're going to connect it from the last point that we had, which was 3, 5. Our next one is 1, 4. So we go to the right 1, up 4, and we put a point there, and we're going to connect it from the last point. Now we have 5, 4. So we're going to go to the right 5, up 4, and we're going to put a point there and connect it from the last point. And our last one is 1, 1, and we already have a point at 1, 1. We're just going to connect it, and we made a star. And that is how you graph on a 1-quadrant grid.